We've got a lot of great things coming up. One of the things that I thought was kind of true was the influence that people might be under when it comes to social media. That this one divorce lawyer can say he can tell that someone is enamored with other people's lives. Somebody who scrolls so much and is watching all sorts of other people's lives, and they decide they need a divorce because they see other people living these fake lives, and they say that should be me.
The most dangerous person in your marriage has 847,000 followers and has never met you, but your spouse watches them every night. I'm not exaggerating when I say that social media has changed the nature of what I watched unfold in divorce cases. The comparisons are constant. The access to other people, real and imagined, is constant. The drip feed of other lives that look better, easier, and more exciting than yours is constant. And here's what that does to a marriage. It manufactures dissatisfaction of things that were fine.
We'll talk to a lawyer in a second, a divorce lawyer, to find out whether or not this is prevalent.
I went through a high conflict divorce myself. I know what the end of a real relationship costs. And I watch people now risk that cost for a version of life they saw on a screen, built by strangers who are also miserable, but post better than you do. The algorithm is not rooting for your marriage. It is optimized for your attention. And your attention is most easily captured by the belief that somewhere, someone is living a life better than yours. They are not, I promise you.
So Alyssa Bach joins us right now. She is a divorce lawyer, senior associate at Shulman and Partners, LLP. Alyssa, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
I thought that was, it makes sense to me. I don't know if it's one of these things that people are saying, and then you get a divorce lawyer who maybe has encountered it to say that it's a new thing. But have you seen it?
Yeah, I think that social media in general is such a common topic that comes up when people come in, even at a consult stage, right? It's not this peripheral issue that we have in family law anymore, but it's more central to not only how relationships are breaking down, but also how cases are unfolding in court. And so I think it is a really important thing for people to be aware of, not only during their relationship, but also after it ends.
Like, people really think that some of these influencers are really living the life, and they're not frauds. I'm guessing the majority are super frauds in terms of the aspect of their life they're pretending to show. Or maybe, these snapshots in time can be true, but maybe they're not happy. They're miserable, drowning in materialistic garbage.
I think sometimes it's that you also have somebody who already has discontent in their relationship, and then when they're seeing other things online, what that's doing is it's breeding the discontent, right? It's creating this slow trickle down of a deterioration of the relationship. And if people aren't talking about it, right? And so that's more where what I'm hearing in the involvement of social media at the relationship stage is that you see these other things, whether it's that, oh, somebody's posting about all the nice things that their spouse did for them. And you say, well, why didn't my spouse do that? Yeah. You see what they're doing with, oh, they went on this outing or they were able to buy their kids these things. And it's just breeding this kind of situation that, if left unaddressed, ends up with people consulting with me.
I mean, I guess this is more of a question for a therapist than it is for a divorce lawyer. But do you ever have to say, listen, that is not a real thing that you're worried about or that you've made up in your mind because you're on Instagram or TikTok too much?
It's definitely something that we encourage people to speak to mental health professionals also, but as the family law works, we end up kind of acting as a quasi-counselor in a sense, because you have to address these things. You have to flag it. You have to recognize and say it to your client, look, don't let that be the thing that drags this from an amicable separation into a less amicable separation. And at an early stage, sometimes it's about recommending maybe something like marriage counseling. Maybe it's not something that your relationship is over, and that have you considered reconciliation? Is that something that might work? So definitely topics that do come up with us.
I guess it shouldn't be that shocking, but I don't know how long you've been a divorce lawyer. Can you really see a before and after when kind of social media became a thing?
I think that the biggest place that we see it is in the courts, as opposed to before the courts, that things like posts, direct messages, tagged photos, all of this is fodder for evidence in court. And so people are constantly bringing that up. And it's a big reminder to people that your digital footprint, near impossible to erase. You might delete something, it can get recovered. Screenshots always end up saying to your family lawyer, hey, look, this is what they said. Sometimes it ends up before a judge. And all of that can be used to assess whether it's somebody's ability to co-parent, right? And also their ability to make child-focused decisions, right? People are posting online on a platform where their kids might have access. If your kids don't have access, your kids' friends' parents might have access. You're now bringing this conflict and you're involving your kids, right? Whether it's direct or indirect. How you speak about your co-parent online can, again, be indicative on how well the two of you can co-parent together. These are all things that end up coming up, I would say, a lot more than historically because it's so prevalent, it's so common, and people are online. And sometimes they look at it as a place to air their grievances, and we have to remind them it's just not the place you should be doing it.
Alyssa, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Senior Associate at Shulman and Partners, Alyssa Bach, on this idea that I was going to say women, but maybe men and women would see these people living these great lives, and my wife or husband, that doesn't provide that for me, and that would be a reason for a divorce. That seems pretty ridiculous to me. I'm Jim Richards in for Deb Hutton. This is News Talk 1010.